Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel, into our coffee times together. Today I am bringing you the first of two videos that I decided to upload this week for all of us, the majority of us, that have to be isolated at home because of the virus. We all know the big C word that it's out there, and basically I was thinking, myself of a lot of bingeable TV shows, and I thought, why not put together two videos about some Netflix shows that are really bingeable, so that in case you're looking for recommendations, maybe you find one or two shows from my videos that you would like to give a try.
It's coffee time.
In today's video, I'm going to focus on Netflix shows that I have personally watched and really enjoyed, and that are fairly bingeable for all of you that love to watch a show in a go. So let's start. The first show that I want to talk to you about, it's a new Netflix exclusive that has become already one of my favorites, and that is I Am Not Okay With This. It just came out in February this year, and it's based on comics. It's based on a girl's story. It's a coming of age story of a girl that has to deal with some powers that she is discovering that she has. So it definitely has some Carrie vibes. In the main roles we find Sophia Lillis and Wyatt Olaf, and these two kids I already loved because they were in the new It adaptation by Andy Muschietti, and I love to see them together in this as well. It is a very bingeable show. It's only 7 episodes and they are all under half an hour, so it is the perfect bingeable show. Next we have another one of my new favorite ones, and that is The Witcher, which is based on the novels by a Polish author, but Netflix decided to alter a little bit the way that they are telling the story, which was for a lot of people a little bit confusing, but I think once you get the hang of it, it's really enjoyable and bingeable, because it is just the perfect combination between serious and funny. So in The Witcher, we are in a medieval land called the Continent, and we are following the story of 3 main different characters, and the first season focused on really explaining the 3 main characters' story from their past lives to how do we get to the present. The main characters are a wizardess called Jennifer, that I absolutely love, and then we have also Gerard de Rivia, which is a kind of monster hunter for money, and that's how he lives basically. He is a so-known witcher. And we also have Ciri, which is a princess that had to flee her home after an attack, and basically we get told how these 3 different characters' paths kind of cross, and at the end of the first season everything makes sense. So if you start watching it and you start getting confused, do not worry, keep watching, it will end up making sense. Plus you get a lot of good titties and you get Gerald de Rivia, so I mean, it's just perfect. Next we have The Haunting on Hill House, and this is a Netflix series exclusive that has 10 episodes, and this has been so far one of my absolute favorite Netflix shows. It is based on the novel by the same name loosely from Shirley Jackson from 1959. The plot alternates between present and past, and it tells us the story of some siblings, and it kind of depicts the events until the night that they had to flee the manor in 1992, and it's just wonderful. And I'll never get tired of saying that there's an episode where they do a one take of minutes long, and that is just a masterpiece. It's just fantastic. Like, the atmosphere in this show is out of this world, and I absolutely loved it. This year we're getting sort of a sequel. It's called The Haunting of Bly Manor. It's not a direct sequel, but it is based now on The Turn of the Screw by Henry James, a book from 1898, and I'm not sure if it's gonna have the same cast as the first season, even though they are not really the same thing. I'm hoping they're going to do something similar to American Horror Story, in which each season includes some of the same characters but it tells a different story. That would be really cool, because the actors, the casting from the first season was fantastic. Next we have a German Netflix exclusive, and that is Dark. The first season has 10 episodes and the second one only has 8. I still have to catch up on the second season, so this is perfect also for me for these times of isolation. And I really love this one because you think at the beginning it's just about the disappearance of a kid, and then everything starts to get more and more complicated, and 4 different families are involved in this mystery. And all that I can say, not to spoil anything, is that it involves time travel. So if you like time travel, dark stories, I will definitely recommend you to give this one a try. I think it needs more love because this series is really good, and I'm hoping the second season is gonna be as good as the first one. The next one is another one of my faves, and that is Mindhunter. The first season has 10 episodes and the second one 9. They were thinking about canceling this series, and everybody started to complain about it because we all love this so much. It is based on a book by the same name, Mindhunters, and we follow an FBI agent that, his job is to do interviews with serial killers. And the first season that they did was just so good. Like, the serial killer that they portrayed there, it was so similar to the real one that it was insane. The first season is based in 1977 to 1980, and it's the interviews that they do with Edmund Kemper that is kind of helping the FBI agent to understand a little bit how serial killers work and how their minds work. And I mean, the acting, it was just so good. The second season is from 1980 to 1981, and it is based on Wayne Williams, who was charged of murder of 2 adults, but also somehow did not get charged of 28 charges of killing kids and adolescents. And I would be really sad if it's really definite that they're not gonna do season 3. I'm not really sure how things are right now, but I know that everything right now is stopped from Netflix. They have stopped recording everything. Even Stranger Things has been put on hold because of the virus. So we don't even know when we're gonna get the new seasons of everything. So it's kind of heartbreaking. Next we have The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. We have 3 parts. The first one had 11 episodes. It had 10 regular ones and a Christmas special. The second season had 9 episodes, the third one 8, and the rumors of the 4th season say that it's also going to have 8 episodes only, but the release date is to be announced, and I'm thinking, again, because of postponing things, it's going to take a bit longer than they intended. But you have a lot of material here to binge if you want to watch a Sabrina that is really dark. Of course, it has a lot of teenage stuff, but the seasons as it progresses gets darker and gorier and bloodier. That we love. So we're basically following the story of Sabrina Spellman. She belongs to the Archie Comics universe, so in the same kind of world that Riverdale takes place. And she is half witch, half human. And for her next birthday, she needs to decide if she wants to stay with the humans or if she wants to sign the Book of the Beast and give her soul to the Beast, to Satan, to our Lord and Savior. And so she's kind of not knowing what to do, and we follow her as she kind of navigates the human world and her friends there and the world of witches that she comes from. Like I said, it's very dark, it's funny, it gets really bloody, and I don't know, I think it's a lot of fun. So if you're looking for something like this, you have a lot of episodes to binge. Next we have Elite, and this is a Spanish Netflix exclusive, and I started this one because it was a Spanish exclusive. I like to check those out, and this is kind of like a teenager mystery thriller, but it is so much more. Like the drama in this, like, it gave me life. We are following the story of a lot of rich kids, and they attend this super exclusive school, and one day there is a couple of, less privileged students, 3 of them that come from poorer families that are accepted in this school, and there is kind of a clash between them because, the rich and the poor. And I love that this show is trying to be as inclusive as possible when it comes to representation of, the LGBT community or different religions. So I really love that, and it kind of depicts also different stories of how people got to be rich or how people got to be poor, and the drama and the mystery and the deaths. I really loved it. I really enjoyed the way that the episodes are edited, where they're showing you things that are happening in the future and then they're going back and telling you the story until we get to that point. I really enjoy it. I think it's very bingeable. It has 3 seasons. The last one just came out, and every season has 8 episodes. Next we have another Spanish Netflix exclusive called High Seas, and I like this one because it's kind of like a mystery thriller in the way that Agatha Christie kind of was. We're following 2 sisters whose father died, and they decide to take a ship that is traveling to Brazil in the 1940s, and while they are in the ship they are kind of in the middle of an investigation of somebody that just died in that ship. So it kind of turns into a whodunit kind of story, and I really love it. I think they did a great job with it. There are 2 seasons. Each season has 8 episodes, and I've only watched the first season, so another one that I have to catch up now that I'm in isolation, and watch the second season as well. And the last one that I would like to talk here is a show in Netflix that I just discovered, and I just binged the 3 seasons because I absolutely loved it. It's now one of my new favorite ones, and that is On My Block. At the beginning I thought this was going to be just a teeny kind of story, but it is so much more, and it's just so funny and it's so addictive. So if you're looking for something bingeable, here this one again. It has 3 seasons, 10 episodes, 8 episodes. The 3rd season also just came out, and it is about 4 teenagers that live in a very poor neighborhood where there's a lot of gangs, and it's mostly a Hispanic neighborhood, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, the characters are just out of this world. I love them so much, especially Jasmine. Shout out to Jasmine because she's just hilarious. And yeah, if you're looking for something a little bit different, like of course it is kind of like a teenage coming of age story, and it has the typical teenage problems, but there is so much more because we have drugs, we have gangs, we have deaths. Nothing is really, you know, forbidden in this series. They're not like taking back on these things because it's a show portraying teenagers' lives, but they're kind of trying to show how tough the life is in these neighborhoods, and I think they're doing a great job with the show. Plus, like I said, the characters are all super lovable. I really adore this show. And before I go, of course, an honorable mention here to Stranger Things because I didn't want to include it in the list. I mean, I think everybody knows right now about Stranger Things, but if you don't know what Stranger Things is, go to Netflix, start binging, because you also have a couple of seasons there to binge. And if you love 80s kids with superpowers, like anything 80s pop culture related, you're gonna love this show. Also, excuse my voice because I'm having trouble to speak today. I have been 10 days in isolation and I have not really spoken much, and so I can notice that my voice is not used to speaking so much anymore. It's so funny when you're just home by yourself and you don't really talk so much, your voice gets unused to talking. Does that make sense? Anyways, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys are doing now with all of this free time. Are you binging also some series and movies? Let me know down below which ones those are. Let's talk about that in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Please give the video a big thumbs up for support. If you want to follow me on other social media, the links as always are in the description box down below. And I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!